I got these really pretty seashells, mother of pearl, with some blue-green dye added yesterday, and somebody said, please make something with them, show us what you do. So, sure, why not? Half the times you guys give me these awesome ideas, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that, and I put it on the list, and months later, I got caught up in a million other things. But keep giving me suggestions, because I want to get to all of them, especially if I say on your comment, that's a good idea. I am attempting to, but some things might have to wait until more things are in place. But this I can do right now. So cute, right? I mean, the pendant pretty much made itself. What do I need to do? It already has a hole drilled right through the top there, sideways in the back. So just put 2 jump rings and a cord and I'm done, right? That's it. Don't need to do anything else. But just for fun, so I can make this video a little bit longer, I'll take some 22 gauge silver. And I never take enough. So this time, let's not be stingy. Let's not try to get it right to the perfect amount. Let's just take a full, what's that about? A little more than a meter. Let's say like almost 4 feet. And I'm not measuring, I'm just guessing. But I'll put it through that little hole right there. Let's move you guys out of the way. Get out of the way. This is important filming taking place. All right, so again, bring it to the middle. This is what I usually do. If you don't see me bringing it to the middle, I've probably found some revolutionary new way to do something. Crimp these 2 guys. I am just going to do what I normally do. I'm going to stick with what I know, but if something new pops up, you'll be here to watch me discover it. Give it a couple twists. Yeah, why not? Let's do it the twist all the way. Make the whole bale twisted, because that's cute. It's kind of cute. All right, that should be enough, hopefully. If not, we'll find out. Yeah, just to be on the safe side, we'll give it a couple more. All right. Now, we have this, and stuff is very springy, so move out of my way. And it keeps bouncing back. Move out of my way. Sometimes it's good to get the wire. Just take your time, take a breath, move the wire out of your way so it doesn't frustrate you, okay? We're going to try to make this into a nice, smooth, round loop. Not bad. Sometimes when you twist it like this, you'll find places will want to kink and make a sharp corner because there's like a weak spot. And what you do is you just get your round nose sometimes and you get in there and you can kind of round it off more, or you can even get your flat nose and you go right up to where there's a sharp corner and you squeeze it flatter, and that, believe it or not, with these flat noses you can make the whole loop rounder. So that's a little bit bigger than I want. And I want to get it nice and just right. Okay. Now I'm pressing this very firm. And I'm coming around. Sorry, that's bumping the camera like insane. There we go. Oh, it looks so pretty already. Silver and turquoise. The optimum beauty. What do I want to do? I don't even need to do anything that wild. Look at that. Anything, any curve, anything looks good with this. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I almost don't want to do anything to it. Now this wire is kinky, meaning it doesn't give me soft, round curves. When I bend it, it wants to make sharp corners. We get around that by pressing it in different places and giving it no option but to give us a nice round curve. See how it's a little bit sharp of a corner up at the top there, and then it wants to go straight flat. See, I'm just gently moving it to the curves I want it to be. I like how it's thin there and then they start to separate. And then maybe they'll come back together as I make a curve. Just taking the time on these curves can sometimes, I'm pressing it flat against the piece. See, if this was nice soft wire, I'd have a totally perfect, almost circular loop. It's a lot more It doesn't like making round curves. So again, I'm taking my fingernail and pressing every millimeter at a time and just trying to get it rounder. Okay. But simplicity is key when you have a beautiful stone like this. Some people make a beautiful weaving and just wrap it around that periphery. I want to do more of that coming up. I want to really, learn the basics of some of the more intricate weaving and then teach you guys the simple version, because I like to take a very beautiful thing, complex thing, and try to find the simplest way to do it. I'm pressing it tight. I want to get it. It's very slippery on pieces like this, so you want to get every bend and curve very tight. I'm coming on the back. See, it wants to slide up and down all over the place, so make sure it stayed where you wanted. Again, this is getting stuck on the camera. Okay, so hold this in place. Make sure nothing moved. So it's moving all over. So I'm pressing it tight. Make sure it stays. See, that's sticking out too much because it moved. You want everything pressed, 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 pressed. And you're gonna have to mess with it some more later because it's gonna move no matter what you do. But do your best and decide where do you want it to cross over. Where is it coming out the next side? We filled up most of the space here. There's a little bit of space around here. Do we want to fill that up, or do we want to just leave it beautiful the way it is? I want to do something. I'm not sure what. If I come straight across the bottom here, come up here, experience has taught me that that'll leave me a little tiny loop here that could get knocked right off. But I can always add another piece of wire to secure it. So what are we doing here? I think I'm going to come across the top here. That feels the most natural. Sometimes just go with what the wire is doing. Just follow where the wire leads you, because sometimes you'll get a much more flowy, natural feel. So here I'm coming back here, and I want to just go wave right around there like that. But I'm not sure that's going to... Now look, this guy got all messed up. This one totally flipped over where he's not supposed to be. So what's going on over there? What are you doing over here? Let's flip him back. There we go. Now he's flipped. That's where he was supposed to be. What were you thinking, wire? What were you thinking? Okay. All right. Now let's press that. Getting a little frustrated with how much this wire is just sliding around on its own. But at the same time, look how I'm just like, I could stare at this turquoise, bluish green forever. Whoever took these particular seashells and made this shape and added this coloring, oops, see that? I was going to come around the periphery, but look what the wire's doing. It's coming across right there, and I almost like that better. And it's definitely going to give me more strength because it's crossing over. Generally, when wire crosses over something, it adds strength as opposed to dancing along the periphery where it has less to grab onto. All right, so if I can get this to come across right in the same curve, yeah, you think? Come across there, and then, ooh, that's looking pretty. Then, sorry, I gotta move it down there because it's bumping the camera again. This will be great when I can hire someone to just hold the camera over my shoulder and follow my every movement. That would be awesome. All right, yep, just that last, right? That last one right there. Should I put one more loop down there? Or just leave it? This is not how I wanted it. I wanted that to be more sometimes you got to stop before you go any further, because the wire, if you don't fix it now, it's going to be locked in place the way you don't want it. So that, I want that a little more. Yeah, I think I might have to mess with that more after I'm finished. Okay, so we'll just see, what do we do with this last part? Curve or no curve? Let's look at the whole piece as a whole. Yeah, why not? Do one last little loop. It's a much tighter loop. Maybe we'll do a little swervy swerve and then end it. It's pressing tight, pulling it back and forth. I'm pressing against the stone to get it back and forth to get that last little loop-de-loop in there. There we go. That is plenty of ocean waves. And see how this one right there is trying to come out the back. We'll deal with him in a second. Right now, let's just finish it off. So we're gonna, this is right on the edge, so we gotta be careful. We're gonna fold it over, holding it tight, and we're aiming right up and back. I'm pressing up and back to get it right up to the top, because we're gonna end it by scarfing it. If you followed this channel, you know this is standard. This is what I'll do. Now, I think instead of just going right straight across the loop right here, I think I might go across the surface one more time. I'm going crazy. I'm just crossing going across this gorgeous piece like so many times. Now this, I'm speaking, normally I'd go a little faster with this. I'm carefully speaking out my thought process so you guys understand what's going through my head. Normally I've done this so many times, like I'll be thinking all these things super fast. But I like that you guys are slowing me down and wanting me to explain it, because also the camera, bumping the camera like crazy is slowing me down. But this is actually allowing me to really make this piece great. So I'm starting the scarfing process. And rather than just knocking out a piece and saying, you know what, I'll just make 5 more and they'll all sell, so I'll be fine. This one is really, every curve is exactly a really good one. Oh man, come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go. All right, so this is just the scarfing process where we're just wrapping it around and around and around, trying to stack the wraps so they don't overlap. Trying to just, can't tell if that one got a little weird. Hold on, let me look at the piece. Yeah, there we go, okay. Okay, sorry, I'm off camera for a second. I had to really look at it. I was looking at it through the camera lens, which was a little tricky. Okay, when you feel like you've stacked the wraps high enough, then usually in the back, but sometimes in the front, you come across one more time and you cut it halfway across. Make sure you don't cut the wrong part, or you could ruin the whole piece. And then you take these 2 little sharp ends, and you want to tuck them into the little bowl that's formed. So you come down diagonally, and you're pushing them down and in on a diagonal. Sometimes you do them at the same time. Sometimes you grab each one individually. Sometimes you got to mess with them from a few angles. I'm just having a little issue because I'm trying to hold it up to the camera and do it at the same time. Okay. And you adjust this, make sure it's facing the right way. Now we come back and look at our loops and assess the damage, because, yeah, they got forced out of where they were supposed to be quite a bit. But not to fear. So we move them more where we wanted them, and then we see what's happening. Why do they keep bouncing back? And then we go back here and look what's happening. Okay, so this is what I was worried about. See, this part right here wants to fall right off. So being the thin wire it is, I'm just using my fingernail to pull it further onto the back of the stone. That's first step. And then second step is I'm going to give that a crimp, and give that a crimp, and give this, make like a little pointy mountain shape, right? This is difficult looking at this through the camera instead of in real life. Okay. And do another one to mirror that one. Okay. So I got my two little mountain shapes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get thinner wire like 26, and I'm going to wrap it around here and wrap it around here and pull it real tight, and then pull it all the way back up to here. Scarf it again, tuck it in there so it disappears, but that will provide strength on the back, so all this stuff is held in place. Then I'm going to come back to the front, and I'm going to fix all my little curves as much as I can. So let's do that part first. Okay, this is 26 gauge, very, very, very thin, and I took way more than I needed, but I have so much of it because it's so much less expensive because it's so thin. Anyway, and I definitely don't want to mess this up. I want to do this in one piece. So I got about 9 inches, which is like 20 centimeters, way too much, but whatever. I'm just going to try to stab it through there. And basically I just work it through there. I'll take my fingernail to lift a piece if it gets stuck. Okay, I got it under there. Normally I would maybe try to wrap each part individually, but they're all clustered so close together, and it's really not worth that much trouble because this is the back no one's going to see. You just want to bring it to the middle of the wire and twist. Make sure you got all the pieces grabbed right where you want them. Just give it a couple twists, and all right. Make sure it's tight. Pull. Now get some good tension going there. Pull and press it flat against the stone. Come straight up. Now do we need to secure this last little bit? Let's see what's going on with that. What is that? That is this. That is this and this. Are they moving a lot? No, they're pretty secure. Yeah, that is pretty much staying where it's supposed to. And this, that can come down a little more on an angle, but that's really not moving. That's pretty secure. Should we secure it more just in case? Yeah, I think we can wrap it right around the X that these two and these two are making. Get it right in that X and then come straight up. So let's do that. Okay, I got it in there. Now I'm trying to grab both of these at the same time and pull very tight. Let's get it very tight. Put a lot of muscle into that. I don't want to mess around anymore with this piece. Everything is secured tightly in the back. So the front, we can move the loops hopefully where we want them. And see that? It turns out I didn't take too much. This is right about the right amount. So now we're just going to try to blend it right into the regular scarf that we made with the first wire. So this is thinner. It should blend in fairly easily if we pull it tight. We're coming around. Come around right to the middle. See, it's not totally where I want it. That last strand kind of straggled down there, and now it doesn't look as, starting to look awkward. We don't want it to stick out at all. We want it to blend in like it's not even there. Back it up. Try again. Come up at a higher place. Come across. There we go. Now it's more blended. You can't really tell it's there. And we're running out of wire. We wrapped it around twice. I think that should be secure enough. So we're going to do the same thing this time. Going to cut it. And we're going to bend it and kind of shove it in there. And this requires patience and angles. Really get it in, get it tight, make sure it didn't mess up the front of the scarf, make sure none of the wires are popping up now, you know, you didn't shove anything out of place, make sure it's really in there. Look down, make sure it's in there. And then I always take a teeny dab of glue and just poof, right in there, like a little bit of E6000. And it doesn't even touch the stone. It's just holding that extra tiny bit of wire so it doesn't one day accidentally rub out and then you have a sharp piece sticking out and, you know. So, okay, what happened to our swirls now? Not bad, not bad. They're not where we want them, but they're not horribly off. So this one, we wanted it down there, right? Come on, do what I tell you. Move, better. Okay, this one, we're gonna push it a little bit more like that, okay. This one we want up here, up higher. That's causing the trouble because it moved down. Get both those up. Overshoot it a little. Press down. Much better. Okay, this curve, we want this curve to be like more of a smooth curve. That's better. Now this curve we want to also to be more smooth. I'm just holding it tight here and I'm pressing from the left side here. There we go. And then we want it to come down with the curve to curve down more over here. Okay. All right, and same with this one. All right, let's see how we're looking. Much better. Much better. I'm pretty happy. Everything is pretty much exactly where I want it. Give everything a final press. Assess it, make sure nothing is really in danger of moving. Now this isn't the, you know, now obviously if someone like really shoves that, they're gonna knock the swirls out of place. But chances are it's not gonna happen, and chances are a few little knocks might move them a little bit, but they're pretty much gonna stay where they are. So this is what you call really trying to balance the wire with the stone and the pattern of the stone and everything all together. I just put 2 or 3 jump rings here. I like to put extra jump rings because it keeps the stone from spinning. And sometimes if you have a whole bunch of jump rings, it kind of mirrors the scarfing like that. And it looks prettier. And get a nice pretty chain, which I don't have here, but I'll do it for next time. Thank you guys for hanging out for this entire long video, but a lot of people keep telling me they preferred me to just go slow and explain my thought process. So here you go. This is me doing that. Notice, you know, ever the perfectionist, I'm still trying to like adjust little parts while I'm talking, but don't get caught up in that. The reason I tell you guys in every video not to be a perfectionist is because I've suffered those paths and they are not worth it, ever. Throw yourself in reckless abandon into your fun. You can tweak, you can fix, but never get to the point where perfectionism is stressing you out and keeping you from getting to other things. All right, have a great night, guys. And I will have more for you, hopefully, tomorrow and in the next few days.